Hey
All
guys,
right.
it's Pete and Roxy, and we have the beautiful Suzanne today from all the way from Sedona, Arizona in America, which is a place that we'd love to get to, and I'm sure it's on the list very soon. But today we're bringing Suzanne on the show to share her beautiful conference that's coming up, the Ascension Retreat in March on the 8th to the 10th. It's a couple of day retreat with amazing guest speakers and lots of magic. So welcome, Suzanne.
Thanks, Pete and Roxy. I'm so delighted to be on your show. How cool is it that you're in Brisbane? I'm all the way here in Sedona, but we're live together. Here, don't you love Zoom? And this way we can connect internationally. I hope you guys can come to our conference. It's going to be
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, we do too. We're excited to come and check it all out and yeah, feel the magic that you've created. How long have you been running these conferences for, Suzanne?
Well, this will be my 9th year and our 17th conference. So we're excited about that. I moved to Sedona now almost 9 years ago next year. And I started doing 2 retreats a year during the fall and spring equinox. And so I just felt really called to do equinox events, gathering like-minded souls and getting some wisdom and doing some meditations. And it's just grown over the years now. And due to a lot of networking, I have a TV network called SciSpy.tv, which has given me the opportunity to interview a lot of people like yourselves, but it allowed me to really connect into the greater spiritual community of practitioners and authors and speakers, difference makers, thought leaders. And along the way, I started inviting them to come on to Sedona and engage in these experiences. And so now I have a large conference in March with a lot of well-known keynote speakers. It includes outdoor journeys into Sedona's famous vortex sites and also indoor workshops. We have vendor tables, performances, and so my husband this morning was calling it the Disneyland of spiritual events.
I love that.
Although Disneyland can be a rabbit hole,
Yeah,
but we won't go down that one.
yeah,
But
careful, careful.
it's fun, multifaceted experience.
I've it's like you can't joke about anything too much anymore. What I love about your conference too is that it's not just about the information or the speakers, it is the land as well. You know, it's not like you're going to a big warehouse or a big hotel somewhere in a big city, which is the matrix, but contained within the walls is the gold, right? And the information. It's like being in Sedona, it's like the landscape itself, the place itself is the medicine as much as the information. I think that's what makes it really special.
Thank you for that, Pete. Definitely coming to Sedona itself is a transformational experience with our super high vibe vortex. But this venue, I'm so delighted to have it at the Sedona Performing Arts Center because it's just a gorgeous modern venue. The theater itself is, a performing arts theater with theater style seating and balconies, and it's a huge stage. So it really feels like this major, performance. However, the outside, when you're walking through the vendor table area, outside of the theater, still indoors, but it's all surrounded by glass walls. So the whole time that you're walking amongst the vendor tables, you can see the red rocks of Sedona. And so you really feel immersed in Sedona during the event while you're indoors. And then a few years ago, I was trying different things, all outdoors, all indoors, but all outdoors doesn't work great for audio, video, for speakers and, weather and what have you. So I decided I would have this format where we would have, this indoor presentation and performances, but then outdoor journeys. And it's just, if you're going to be in Sedona, you got to get out into Sedona's vortex sites and there to be guided in meditations, vortex visualizations. We have the keynote speakers go along, so that people get that opportunity to be like one-on-one with their favorite spiritual teacher. But we also have a Sedona guide go along who's well versed in tuning people into the vortex. They also bring drums, crystal bowls, tuning forks, setting up crystal shrine spaces. So it's just a remarkable experience to go out on the land and have, you know, that type of meditative vortex visualization experience.
So good. So it's running from the 8th to the 10th. So it's a 2-day event. Is that right, Suzanne?
Yes, so it's 3 days, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And the first day doesn't start until 2 inside the theater because we have the morning outdoor journey taking place. But then once people come in at 2, we get started with the on-stage performances, and we have a big opening ceremony with music, lights. We make a big deal about it. And then we engage everybody in a mass meditation, because part of our intention is to use the experience as a way to elevate the collective consciousness. And we know how powerful group intention can be. And when it comes to that, the more the merrier, right? So we all focus on sending powerful waves of love and light across the entire globe so that everyone in that moment feels uplifted. And
so
that we
good.
can raise the vibration.
Yeah, so important right now with what's going on, and you know, people healing. I'm guessing in these ceremonies and with these intentions, there's lots of unraveling and expansion of consciousness happening. And when you're going to places and sacred sites like Sedona, the energy starts shifting, like past life integrations, opening up the heart and activating codes that are lying within. And it's like when we visit these sacred places, so much magic happens, right?
It does. And thank you for bringing up all those different topics, because that brings about the workshops that we offer. So there's 12 different workshops, and these keynote speakers are teaching about things just like you said, about sacred geometry, you know, doing timeline regressions, activating creation codes, people teaching the language of light, you know, all these different topics that really we so enjoy, are so passionate about, right? You can engage in these workshops and pick those topics you're most passionate about.
And what's one of your favorite workshops that you've experienced for you? Because I know you're probably busy running around organizing everything, but have you had time to drop in and have a profound experience?
Well, for me personally, I really like any kind of workshop that is helping me to expand my psychic awareness. I myself offer like multidimensional soul reunions because I had a missing time experience here in Sedona with 2 friends, 2 witnesses. After losing 4 hours of time, the next day, I realized that my psychic awareness had expanded significantly. And I was able then to tune into interdimensional realms and experience who I was being there. Then I realized with developing that skill that I could do it for others. So I really enjoy anything that continues to expand my consciousness, allows me to explore interdimensional realms, tune into my eternal soul, or what I call my source self. And so, you know, those are the kind of things that I really enjoy doing.
Yeah, awesome. So good.
I think it's amazing that you're bringing together so many of these powerful topics, you know, all in one location. And the speakers that you've got, like, it's like I went through all of them, ticking, go, yeah, I'd like to go to that one. Oh, but this would be good to see. Oh, I'd like to hear that. And just all the way through. And the fact that they're in one place, and I think that the fact that you do it at a special time of the year, but also that this has been running over such a period of time, you must have seen not so much the energy getting better, but it's like the purity of the message, particularly because we're so interconnected. We talked about the internet, like at the start of the call. Things are a lot different to how we used to do business just 10 or 15 years ago, right? No Zoom calls. You know, there was none of this going on. So often there was this disconnect between a person's book or their film or something they put out, and then when you got to see them. Whereas now people are right up to date with often these speakers and their information. So when they hear something new live in a conference, it's really like, it's like you hear it in your heart more than in your head because you're right there with it.
Thank you for that. I request of the speakers and even those teaching the workshops to bring in something new, different, and unique to this conference. Do live streaming as well. And have in the middle of the day on both days, when some people are in workshops, video presentations. But even at that, I request that this video is exclusive to this event, and it's a never before seen video. And so, yes, inspiring the presenters to dig deep into what is most relevant for humans. Now, you can have a general idea what you might present, because of course we have to put something on the website that gives people an idea what they're going to talk about. But I want them to be tuning in to what the collective consciousness, not just in the room, but around the world, would benefit most from in that moment. And most of the presenters who are highly intuitive, and they have an idea what they're being called to bring in. And so that makes it exciting, because you don't really know what's going to come forth. And then you'll find that there may be a common thread, because with the way things are unfolding in the world right now, who knows what's going to be happening next week or next month or, 4 months from now. So it's exciting times. And, we're so happy to be alive during this time of an ascension and being given this opportunity to really raise the vibration. And so that's where really my heart lies, is to have a powerful impact on those present and to make a powerful difference in the world.
Wow, that was so well said. That was beautiful. And I love the energy behind what you were saying there too, because we've got to have one foot in the matrix, right? We're still, like that from a professional point of view, that is just brilliant for the people paying to come along to a conference, to know that the person who is organizing it all is really pushing for it to be worth it for the person. It's not something they're just going to see on YouTube that a presenter may have said 14 times before on the tour, right, around the country. It's like you're going, I want you to squeeze, I want you to read the room. And I commend you on that, because, I have sometimes seen the speakers and it's the same jokes and the same stories and the same points. And it's like, you've seen it before. It's a little disappointing if you've put in a lot of effort to go and it's the same old. So well done that you squeeze them, right, to get that extra little bit of intuitive essence out of them. And it's a credit to you for what you've been doing over the years to know how to make it special and, professional. I think I love that, because the new spirituality isn't, we just kind of, there's no timetable. We just kind of go with the flow. That old way's got to be gone, right? It's like, I like things to start on time and finish on time, and there's a question time, and everything's prepared. You don't want to run out of water or run out of something. It's like, obviously from the energy behind what you do, you put a lot of your heart into it, but it's done with finesse. I love to hear that.
Thank you. We really are focused on making it the most well-organized, user-friendly. For this event, we even bought in a scheduling app. Joel's sister is the manager of our event, and she is brilliant and more high tech than me. And she's like, sister, we're bringing in some tech here. We're going to have this app that allows everybody to go in choose their workshops, choose their journeys, check off what presentations they want to engage in, right? And everybody's loving it. So, we have taken it to the next level, but I'm always focused on making it a really well-run event that's super high vibe. Right. So I even vet the vendors. It's like, are you super high vibe? Because there's no drama. And also my team, like if someone happens to get in and I'm feeling some drama, it's like, you know what? We don't do any drama here. So, and I get the comments from people. This is one of the most high vibe events. I just love how well run your events are, so I've earned the reputation over the years for doing that. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a labor of love. And what I really want is when people come, I want them to have the best possible experience from the time they arrive till the time they leave. I'm super grateful to each and every person who signs up to come to my event, from the vendors to the speakers to the attendees. And so there's a lot of love and gratitude, and everybody just feels super blessed to be together and be at the event. And I think it's that sincerity and that heart-inspired, really heartfelt energy that, makes it special, especially here in the Stargate of Sedona, right?
Yeah, so nice. So Suzanne, let's talk about some of the keynote speakers. Who have you got lined up for the conference? Let's go into that to give some of the viewers some excitement.
Can I screen share?
Yeah, for sure. Let's screen share.
Okay.
How do we do this again? Hang on, that's not it. Here. There you go.
Okie dokie. Okay. Double clicking on this usually makes it go, okay, well, whatever, there it is. You can see the other things on my computer as well, but in any case, yay, enter the Ascension portal, accelerating consciousness. Can you see it?
We can't see it yet.
Oh, really? I wonder what's happening. Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me try again.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Well, if this doesn't work, I don't want to screw around and waste your time.
Roll then. You just got activated to start.
Can you see it now?
Yes, okay, now it's going. We're on.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. There we go. I'll put it in the middle of my screen. Okay. Excellent. Yes. Well, what I like to do with these events is make them themed. And like I said, this is the 17th event and I get a lot of return guests. So we bring in new faces, we bring in new and different themes, new and different performances. So for this one, I really wanted to focus on how the galactics are involved in the ascension of humanity on this planet. And so Linda Moulton Howe, star on Ancient Aliens, an investigative journalist for over 40 years, is really well versed on how the extraterrestrials have been intricately involved in the evolution and ascension of humanity. She says for millions of years. And so we're really excited to have her on and share that with us. Now, of course, we have the channelers, and one of the most famous channelers in the world is Bashar, channeled by Daryl Anka. And he says that his ship from Essassani is actually been hovering over Bell Rock here in Sedona. And he was actually in Sedona just a few months ago saying that his Essassani ship is closer than ever. So it's lowering. And so that's really exciting that him and his Essassani ship is going to be here.
That's so good. Will he be doing a channeling session, Suzanne, at the event?
Oh, yes. He has 90 minutes and he'll be channeling the whole time. And again, we just interviewed him because I just came back from Vegas where my good friend Adrian Valera had an amazing event called Stairway to the Stars at the Luxor. And Bashar came up to my hotel suite, And, you know, with his PR team and Alan Steinfeld, we did an interview with him, and he revealed that, you know, same thing. He doesn't know what he's going to bring through until the moment he sits down and Bashar comes through with what's most relevant in the moment. But, you know, the fact that the Essassani ship is here present, you know, in Sedona is so incredibly fascinating. And so, yeah, there's a channel. Go Theers, the ET Whisperer, Wendy Kennedy channels the Pleiadians, Sean Swanson channels Ishua, Debbie Solaris is a galactic historian, and Vivian Chavot is a galactic emissary, an Arcturian human hybrid. And so Ruben Langdon, who hosts Interviews with Extra Dimensionals on Gaia TV, will be hosting a Galactic Ascension roundtable, and I'll be co-hosting that with him. And these channelers, with the exception of Bashar, will be on that panel. They will go into their trance state, and we will be able to ask questions of the entities that they're bringing through about not just the personal and planetary ascension, but the galactic ascension. So I'm super excited about co-hosting that with Ruben Langdon.
That sounds amazing. So much galactic kind of coming through. It feels like it's going to be an elevation and almost like an emergence with higher dimensional beings, more so than ever. It feels very high frequency.
Thank you for that, right? Because they're more advanced, they're more evolved, and they're coming through with guidance for us through us, right? As opposed to showing up in person, which would be super cool. And we can pray for that. But until they materialize in form, they're coming through these, you know, advanced channelers. And so, yeah, we're very excited about the opportunity to invite them in to be part of the experience through these channelers. So that'll be exciting. And then we have near-death experiencers. So I've long been fascinated by near-death experiences because to me, it's proof of afterlife. And these are some of the most well-known. And Nita Morjani is probably one of the most well-known near-death experiencers because her story is so remarkable. She had full-body pervasive cancer. Lying on the hospital table, they were going to try another surgery. Okay. She died. She went to the other side, had an extraordinary experience, came back, and within days was miraculously cured, cancer-free to this day.
Wow.
Wow, what a story, hey? What a shock to her and her family, like really. and the doctors at the time. Extraordinary.
I love that.
Credit to her too, you know, full credit that this has happened and she's listened to the soul's calling to then go on to be of service to others, because this story could spark the awakening in a lot of the newer souls. Like some of us are like dry wood and we hear a little spark about the soul and learning and we light up and it's so easy for us. Others, there's a lot of resistance there because they find it so difficult to move beyond their thoughts, beyond their physical body, to think, to recognize that they've even got a soul. So I feel in that story of hers, when she like gently can put forward to someone who is less, you know, in this field than we would be, this idea of people have heard of a near-death experience. They've all heard that often afterwards a person doesn't fear death. And then to go on to look at how this has then influenced her physical health, but now she's turned her whole life into being of service to others. I find that very admirable and inspirational.
You know what? She is super humble, sweet as can be, so authentic, so sincere. We did an interview with her and I just had a heart opening in her presence. On the homepage of the website, we have interviews with all of these presenters. And so you get to meet them through the interview experience, and you'll see, how extraordinary each one of them is, how dedicated, like you're saying, how dedicated to the path, how dedicated to serving, and just how incredibly authentic they are. And they're just cool people. It's like, it's one of the qualifying factors to be invited to be a speaker at my event. You have to be cool. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want any ego. Like, I'm all that and more, like a superiority complex. Like, I just want humble people who are dedicated to serving and who are just really friendly, open, easy to work with, chilled, and excited to do this. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I love it.
I wonder if one day we'll make the cut.
Yeah.
For sure. Exactly. And then we have some other near-death experiencers like Rob Gentile. So I didn't know who Rob Gentile was until I saw this YouTube done by this wonderful filmmaker, and his name just isn't coming to me at the moment, Anthony Cheney. Anthony Cheney does these productions and he puts them on YouTube, and particularly he's interested in the near-death experiences. And so Rob just gave this really profound sharing around his near-death experience, and he's just so incredibly prolific about it. And so I just had to choose him to be one of our near-death experiencers. And then also Mark Anthony. He's another near-death experiencer who became a psychic explorer. He's also called the psychic lawyer because he used to, right, do cases for the Supreme Court, but now he's dedicated his life fully to being a psychic explorer. So yeah, and then I can't, Matt Kahn is, you may be aware, Matt Kahn is just a world-renowned spiritual teacher, the I Love You guy. William Henry is near and dear to my heart. He's got 3 shows on Gaia TV, right? Alan Steinfeld's a very good friend, host of New Realities TV, and he helps to MC the event with me. Suzanne, she's really coming up, and I just adore her. And Joy Kingsborough, who channels Jonah. So yeah, Sue Frederick, intuitive guide, and my dear friend Maureen St. Germain, who lives here in Sedona, as well as Brad Olson, another dear friend of mine who's an esoteric explorer. Don't want to leave anybody out.
No.
There you have it.
Oh,
the
everyone, I'm
Herto.
just trying to tick them all off the list. There's some beautiful
Wonderful
energies.
Right.
Yeah.
The Hertox, I have to mention, because anybody who hasn't tuned into their book, I usually have this book within arm's reach wherever I go. It's Yahweh. It's the book of knowledge, the keys of Enoch. And Dr. JJ Herto had an experience in the 70s where he was taken into the presence of Metatron by the angel Enoch to bring through the 64 keys of Enoch. Now, this book is the 54 keys, and now he's involved in writing the other 10 keys in a series of books. But he has the most incredible images in this book. And I mean, it's just extraordinary. I take it with me when I travel. So when I was able to actually meet Dr. JJ Herto and his lovely wife, Desiree, it was really a very special moment and true honor. And now they have a home in Sedona and they come and present at my event. So they really raise the roof when they present.
Wow. So good. So Suzanne, where can everyone find you? Let's give the people some details to book in, what the package or the weekend looks like, and where they can find all of the information to connect with you.
Thank you for that. Sedona Ascension Retreats.com. And there you'll find we have pages for each one of the different things: outdoor journeys, indoor workshops, vendors, food. You can pre-order your food from Conscious Meals. We have recommendations for lodging. And then we have the full schedule of events. And then, of course, we have the tickets page. So everything you need is there. Like I said on the homepage, scroll down and check out some of the videos of the interviews that we've done with these presenters that will get you excited about meeting them in person. And then, yeah, just come into the Stargate of Sedona. So you're all invited. It's going to be a really fun time with your like-minded brothers and sisters, doing a lot of meditation and sound journeys. We have sound journey performers. And for this event, something new and different is a Native American hoop dance. So I have invited world champion hoop dancer, Moontee Sinquah. And he's going to do this hoop dance that he looks like a sacred geometry symbol with all these different hoops. Right? It's incredible. And I really wanted to honor the Native Americans by doing that as well. So there you have it.
Wow.
So good. Thank you so much for your heart and soul and, you know, the patience while this has grown over the years, and you've added different flavors and frequencies just to make it better and better every single year. And it sounds like this year, next year, 2024 will be incredible. So plenty of time for everyone to start planning. We'll certainly be having a chat after this call with you, Suzanne, about how we can make it all happen in a way. But yeah, thank you so much for your beautiful energy, your devotion to this work. It's really beautiful to see you shining and connecting and being the connector to make this event happen. So thank you.
Oh, bless you. And thank the both of you too for all that you're doing to shine a light on others, to engage in these explorations of spirituality, consciousness, and doing your part to really raise the vibration. So bless you and thank you. And I greatly appreciate the time today and the opportunity to be on your show.